So welcome to the final part of this tutorial series. I'm going to try and create a sci-fi news effect. We're going to be using the video sequence editor, so if you've already created a layout, go ahead and bring that up. I'm going to assume that you know the basics of the video sequence editor. If not, I'll throw a link up here, you can go ahead and check out a tutorial I did. So let's go ahead and bring in our first movie clip, Shift A, add in movie. This is the clip we made in part 1, and what we want to do is set the end frame. If yours is longer than 90 frames, go ahead and set that to whatever your end frame is. And we can also rename this. Since there's going to be quite a few strips later on, it's nice to know what everything does. So I'm going to go down here to modifiers. I'm going to add in a curves, a color balance, and also I think I'll add in a white balance as well. So we can see it's added these here. I'm just going to close these for now. I'm going to come back later on and do the colouring later on, because I guess colour correction is everyone's preference, so you can always leave that last. I'm going to Shift A, add in an image. This is the image I created in Blender. It's very easy to do. It's just like a template. I'll put a link in the description if you want to download this, but I'd probably suggest making your own. Want to set the length to 90 frames, also rename this as well. And let's change this blend mode to alpha over. Okay, so this part I left blank because I wanted to create some scrolling text. So Shift A, add in an image. This is going to be a PNG image sequence. Press A to select everything and bring that in. And if we scrub through, we just see it's just text on a transparent background. It scrolls across the screen. Let's rename this. Scrolling text. And then let's also change the blend type again to alpha over. So if we scrub through, we can see the problem that we have is it's overlaid over everything. And I should have really masked it out in, as I rendered the text file or the scrolling text, but that's fine. I can just add a mask now and just get rid of it. I'm just going to Shift D and duplicate this template and just bring it up to the top. So now we can see it's added it over the top of it. Let's rename this. So what we need to do is just cut a hole through this template. So I'm going to change this to the movie clip editor. This is where we're going to create our mask. So I'm going to open up that image, that template image. So now I know where I need to place the hole. So let's change this from the tracking to the masking tool. And let's create a new mask. And why not, let's rename this. So now if we control and left click, we can add the points for our mask. Pretty simple. Alt C to close the mask, and then A to select everything. And if we hold Shift and left click to drag out the feathering, if you want to put a bit of feather on it, it's up to you. Let's switch back to the video sequence editor. So I guess we could really put the mask on the text, but I'm just going to do it on this one now since we've already added it. So I'm going to go down to the bottom, go to mask. So you could add this mask to the scrolling text instead, but I'm just going to add it to this. So now you can see actually it's in reverse. I need to flip the mask, so go back to the movie clip editor. Make sure everything's selected, so A to select everything. And if we scroll down here, and under the mask layers, and next to opacity, if we click this button, it just inverts the mask. So it's just flipped it around. Switch this back to the video sequence editor. And if we scrub through the timeline, it will fix it. There you go. That does a good job. Now, if we jump to the first frame, we can see that, it's not working. So we just click refresh sequencer, and make sure you do that before you render, just to make sure everything's working fine. Sometimes it might render out of frame or out of sequence, and it can be quite a pain. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is add some scan lines. So it's kind of like a futuristic TV scanline type thing. I just made this in Blender as well. I'll throw a link in the description if you want to download this as well. Let's set the length to 90 frames. change this, and again you can change it to a few different types depending on what feel you want to go for. I'm probably going to use multiply, gives me the best look, but you can choose subtract or anything else. No matter what blend mode you use, you definitely want to reduce the opacity, but yeah, I'm probably going to use multiply and just reduce the opacity quite a bit. Again, depending on how heavy you want to go with this is entirely up to you, depending on what look you want to go for. See, I think that's quite nice. I just definitely need to change the colour of the background. If we select this movie clip and then just play around with the colours, colour correction and colour grading is entirely up to you, and it's your preference, so yeah, not everyone's going to like it. So I'm just going to speed ahead with this, just add my own touch to it. So I'm just going to turn these off and show you what it was like before. Make sure we turn this one off as well. So quite flat and boring, and then when we turn these on, more contrasted and brighter as well, and I think it looks more interesting. But again, it's entirely up to you how you colour grade it. But yeah, when you've finished and you want to render it out, make sure your resolution is correct, and make sure it's at 100% as well. Set the file type to H.264 if you want to render a movie clip. If you've got audio, make sure you go down to encoding and then choose the audio codec to something like MP3. But I've not got any audio in this, so I don't need to worry about it. Make sure you set the file output as well, that's important. And that's it, you can go ahead and render. So yeah, hopefully this tutorial helped. If it did, be sure to give it a like. As always, thanks for watching, and see you next time.